Hey everybody, Heidi Schrock, REMAX Palm. I'm here with my bestie. Actually, I like to say this is work husband number 2, right? Number 2 dose.
Number 2.
And he works for the Punta Gorda Fire Department. He is a lieutenant, but I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Alex Davenport with the Punta Gorda Fire Department. I've been here going on to 13 years now. I'm in charge of our ladder truck on the A shift at our Station 1, right on 1410 Tamiami Trail. Our ladder truck is called a Quint. We do 5 different venues of work: dive rescue, ALS emergency operations, fires. We are also the ladder team, which usually does ventilation procedures on structure fires.
But you're a certified dive master.
I am a certified rescue
Diver
diver as well. My
sorry.
partner is an actual dive master.
Okay.
So yeah, we do a lot of different jobs through our one apparatus, but that's why we're one of the busiest ones south of the 41 bridge.
Okay, but you're also a
boat captain, paramedic, firefighter, dive rescue.
We got a whole gamut of things.
Yeah, we have a lot of jobs we do.
Okay. So I'm here today with Alex and Punta Gorda Fire Department. One, because we obviously appreciate them so much, but I have a couple questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
Because in light of Hurricane Ian, so much has gone on. So compared to other storms, were you here during Charlie?
Yes, I was.
You were?
Yes.
Okay, so compared to Charlie, where does Ian rank?
I think the size of Ian was obviously 3 times bigger than Charlie was.
Was it?
Yes.
I actually don't know. I heard it was like 40 miles.
Yeah, it was the size of Charlie could fit inside of the eye wall of Ian.
I actually didn't know
if you
that.
look at that comparison. So
Really?
It was way bigger.
Okay.
The eye was actually so big that it actually spared a lot of us that were in the eye. Because
Okay.
if you look at this path that it took the same path that Charlie did.
Right.
But it was 3 times bigger. So the actual damage that the city of Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte took was actually in just 2 parts. We got the front of the eye wall and the back of the eye wall, which didn't hit as bad as Charlie did. Charlie took most of it right through us. So it was a little different in that aspect.
So you would say this was a worse storm compared?
I think the damage of Charlie might have been worse only because the homes were older.
Okay.
So a lot of the building that happened after Charlie prepared us for Ian.
Okay.
So when you look at the destruction, yes, there was a lot of destruction. I think the comparison is going to be worse with Ian.
Okay.
But it could have been way worse if it weren't for Charlie hitting us back in 2004.
Okay. Okay. In your opinion, how long do you think it'll take to fix everything?
Depending on each city, I think the structure of rebuilding is going to be different. I think obviously Lee County, Fort Myers, Sanibel, that's going to take a few years. I think the city of Punta Gorda will probably be back to good shape faster than a lot of the other areas. If you go through the town, you'll see some of the destruction that they've had has been cleaned up very fast. That compared to like Port Charlotte and Northport, I think is going to be longer. So I would say Port Charlotte's going to take a year, 2 years to get completely back, where I think Punta Gorda might be 6 months.
Okay.
I think Northport's going to be a little bit longer because they have a lot more infrastructure that was damaged.
Right, because that's obviously where you and I live. So how long do you think for us?
I think the flooding from Northport's going to take probably to 2024 for sure.
Really?
I think the infrastructure of Price Boulevard being rebuilt, they were already in the middle of trying to expand that.
Right.
So I think that's going to take some council or commissioners deciding on if they're just going to go ahead and do it now versus, I know they're trying to build temporary bridges right now, but that's going to take some time. Even in the estates on the other side of 75, they don't have power yet. Their power poles
You guys don't have power?
No.
You really don't?
No power, no water. So it's like living the Western days back out there.
The wild, wild west all over again.
That's a little different to see versus this area seems like it's moving a little faster towards being rebuilt.
Okay.
So,
talking with my real husband, Jake, he from the city, he was actually saying he heard that they're going to do a bridge a week.
Oh, see? Yeah.
And I don't know, that sounds like they're kind of like putting a Band-Aid on it, Mickey Mousing it together just to get it to work.
Well, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, because there's a lot of planning that goes into, how safe the bridge is going to be.
Right.
how long do we expect that bridge to last until we actually do the next phase
Right.
of doubling that road? Because
Right.
Price Boulevard's supposed to be doubled, so
Okay.
who knows what's going to happen with that.
Okay. So there's a silver lining in every bad situation, a negative. So what's the positive that came out of this, do you think?
I honestly think seeing the neighborly appreciation for each other. I don't think any area had an area where people weren't helping each other out.
Right.
I mean, you could look at what the response to the hurricane here. I think as we go through hurricanes in the Gulf Coast,
Right.
we get better at fixing our area up faster every time. So that's the underlying silver lining. I think I like that, along with I think we, just like Charlie, are going to build back better than we were before.
Stronger.
And the saddest part is a lot of the older homes were in need of repair anyways, and
Right.
Ian actually kind of made it to where we're
Right.
kind of forced to get into that process. So I think it's just bound to happen.
Okay.
I think that's really the main part about that. Other than, a lot of the trees had a lot of damage, so a lot of the underbrush, the weeping willows and all the sea moss that was sitting on the trees are definitely gone now. So I believe our spring's going to look beautiful next year.
Right, right.
By the time everything gets to
I
heal
thought-
and regrow.
I thought you were actually going to say all of the food that you guys been getting.
Honestly, it's kind of weird. It's like we received a lot of donations of food from all the local restaurants, and a lot of them, I think it was more they had to get rid of the food.
Okay.
So a lot of them were cooking a lot. Cheney Brothers stepped up and helped us out a lot when it
really?
came to our shelter that we stayed in, and even helping the community, because we have been feeding like all the people that are here helping us
Right.
every day. So
And I noticed you guys had tons and tons of water here,
yes,
so which is
Cheney Brothers, I believe, donated a lot of water. I
Which
think
is
that's where most
awesome.
of those pallets came from. Yeah.
well, even though you're my best friend, I still appreciate everything, and of course all of you guys, here, because this is.
Thank you.
I know when I called you, you're like, Heidi, I'm so exhausted, and I can't even imagine,
Oh, yeah.
because I can hear the fire trucks going by my house, and they're just going out nonstop.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things we've been dealing with right now is as they're turning on the power, a lot of the people that have homes that lost power did not turn their breakers off. So as soon as they turn their power back on, that's when we're discovering trees that are hitting the power lines,
Right.
or something that defaulted in their house that is now causing a fire.
Right.
So we're up on fires more than we've ever been before.
Have you really?
Oh yeah. the
So
number.
what would you say a good safety tip is right now?
If you do not have power to turn your breakers off, and when you receive power, you'll know because the street lights will be on, or your
Right.
neighbors will call you and let you know. Turn your main breaker on first, but make sure all of the other breakers are off, and then
Okay.
turn them on slowly, one breaker at a time, to see if there is anything that's having an
Okay.
issue. A lot of the people that have had roof damage, water may have hit your electric lines inside your home, and
Yeah.
you may not know. So that is a definite factor. If you look at Lee County, they're having a lot of fires, like full-blown structure fires, solely because the people left their power on.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that is it. And thank you again to Punta Gorda Fire Department and my bestie. And I don't know when we're going to be able to go fishing again. I think it might be a little bit.
Could be a while. We
It
may
could
have to
be a
use some alternate locations.
Exactly. So talk to you guys later.
Thank you guys for coming.